Okay, so soil temperatures are getting to be in pre-emergent time, and most everybody right now is out running around putting pre-emergent down. But this year, I'm not going to. And I'm going to explain to you why. Okay, so typically this time of year, people are putting down Prodiamine. And normally, that's exactly what I would do. But this year I have a unique set of circumstances that are going to keep me from doing that. And, well, let me just show you. So I don't know how well the camera's picking this up. See these light green spots? That's all Annua. And let me see if I can find some here. Here's some. There's a little bit of it right there. And there. And it's just starting to seed, but I had a real problem with this before the renovation, and then I didn't put a pre-emergent down after the renovation for, obvious reasons. It's a renovation. So this year I'm going to have to struggle with the Annua a little bit, but in order to do a little bit of fixing of bare spots and stuff that dogs have damaged, like that right there, or over here where I don't get a whole lot of sun, I'm obviously going to have to spring seed, which I'm fine with. It's a little more of a challenge, but we'll get into that. But I have another spot over here that I need to fix. It's from the dogs. And then back over here along this fence where it doesn't get as much sun. The grass is, it's probably hard to tell, but it's kind of thin. See that? Kind of thin. So because it's thin like that, I want to fix it. I want to fix it in the spring, because in order to stop this Annua from coming back, you do a fall pre-emergent. Now when you do a fall pre-emergent, that obviously means no overseeding. So that's what I'm going to have to do. Now this is the plan for the backyard. For the front yard, it's going to be a totally different thing. We'll get into that in just a second. I know it's unconventional to seed in the spring. I totally get it. However, if you keep your expectations realistic, it's not that difficult. Understand that seeding in the spring is going to have slower germination, a lot of weed pressure because you're not using any pre-emergents. You also take the risk of it not developing the roots enough to handle the summer heat, which fortunately where I live, we don't get a tremendous amount of summer heat. It rarely gets above 90 degrees, and when it does, it doesn't last for very long. The other thing you need to worry about, obviously, is washout. That's one thing that's going to be a big concern of mine. Being in the Pacific Northwest, it rains rather frequently. So I got to be very careful about washout. So there's a lot of things to mitigate and handle. But if you know what you are facing and understand that to keep your expectations realistic, you can probably be successful at it. I'm going to try it. But let's run around to the front yard and we'll show you what the real problem over there is. Okay, so here in the front yard, if you remember last year about this time, I did kind of a test with some Trivialis on killing it off, reseeding it in the spring, and I used two different types of seed. That actually worked extremely well. However, with all the work I did in the backyard last year, kind of neglecting the front, that really bit me in the tail end. Let me just show you. So, see that? This is almost all Trivialis and some creeping bent grass. This dark spot's where I did last year, how it should look. And that worked really well. If you look real close, like none of it came back. but you can see where I didn't do it, and you can see some patches where I did out here and here, and then I did another patch way out by the tree. But if you look how bad this is, it's pretty freaking terrible. This is a lot more than just digging it up or buying some extremely expensive herbicide that doesn't actually work. Just not going to do it. It's a whole lot cheaper to buy some glyphosate and reseed it. So that's exactly what I intend on doing. Now the glyphosate really hasn't taken effect just yet, but we'll get to it. And this is over on the side of the house. I don't know how bad you can still see. See, I did this last year, I did this last year, I did up there last year. But everywhere around it, where I didn't do, looks like crap. So the plan for this year, obviously no Prodiamine, killing all this off, and I'm going to reseed it. Now for the backyard, I'm going to use the My Soil Premium Double Dark Green again. And that's a Kentucky bluegrass and perennial ryegrass mix that so far I've really enjoyed. For the front, Pete Denny at GCI Turf was nice enough to send me a bag of his perennial ryegrass. And if you guys have ever seen any of Pete's videos with his ryegrass, that stuff is amazing. I'm absolutely looking forward to trying that. At some point in the line, I may mix some bluegrass of his into it, but to start, I'm just going to use the perennial ryegrass, which works really well here in the Pacific Northwest anyways, so it's perfect. I may do a little grading work. I don't know yet. What else? You know, have you guys ever tried spring seeding, like almost a renovation in the spring? Let me know down in the comments below if you've ever done that. I'm very curious your results. I know there's different herbicides for Trivialis that are rather expensive. Most of them don't work very well. So I'm just not going to go that route. It's a whole lot cheaper to just kill it off and redo it. I do want to say thanks for those of you that have recently subscribed. Broke the 1,000 subscribers. And if you haven't noticed, I've got a different camera. Bought a GoPro, so bear with me as I get used to using this. It's a little bit different, but I'll get it. It seems to be a whole lot of fun. I've also, if you've probably noticed, got a drone over the winter, and we'll use that a little bit from here and there, but not a whole lot. Anyhow, any questions, leave me a comment down below, or let me know if you've ever done any of the spring seeding. If you found any value in this video, hit the like button. Always appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Doesn't cost you nothing. I've kind of found that, you know, about half of you that are watching aren't even subscribed, so hit the subscribe button if you want to see how this is going to go. I'll definitely do update videos to this. I'm going to put a lot of focus in the front yard this year. Anyhow, we'll see you in the next one.